At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Happy Monday morning to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Many of you, if you're a teacher, you got the week off. My wife's a teacher. She's got the week off. And I don't, but I'm working. I'm not too, it's work, right? I love my work. I love what I do. I got coffee. I'm having coffee with my favorite people. This is awesome. We got some people out there this morning saying good morning. The first chiming in this morning was, yes, one of our regulars, Chappie. Good morning to you. Happy Monday to everyone. We've got Lori Barnes also saying good morning to everyone. And we've also got Barry Pina saying good morning. Well, how are you all doing this morning? It's Monday. Some of you still have to go off to work. Kids are off at school right now. It's actually not going to be a bad week for us. We've got some rain out there, and we're seeing that there this morning. We're going to be looking at more of that here throughout the afternoon, and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm making its way into the forecast. Let's get you to Krueger's Quickcast here this morning for your Monday, November 25th. We start off by taking a look at that radar, and you can see again, all the activity coming in from the southwest, moving its way to the north and east. Now, of course, that will just continue to push itself eastward here. The overall pattern itself is shifting itself off to the east, and we'll be looking at more of those scattered showers throughout the day. We may even see a few isolated thunderstorms. We'll get into that a little bit more detail here in just a bit. Temperatures on the cool, mild, depending on where you are and how you look at it. Temperatures upper 40s to around 50 for the valley this morning. We've got low to, we're actually more like the mid to upper 30s for the higher elevations, although Chester quite cool at about 33 degrees this morning, 37 for Mount Shasta City, 50 in Crescent City, and 49 degrees in Eureka. You can see the visibility. Someone was actually asking me about fog. There's going to be fog issues for travel in the next couple of days. And I would say, at least for today, well, really maybe even Wednesday morning, there may be some fog in different areas. I don't think we're going to see widespread dense fog, but you may run into some patchy fog over the next few days because the ground is just so saturated, and there's still a lot of, moisture at the surface, and that's going to kind of keep things, I guess, a little foggy out there for some. Take a look at the camera right now out in Crescent City. Looks very ominous, right? The overcast skies out there this morning. Don't have my Trinidad camera. Let me double check that again. When I checked it about 15-20 minutes ago, it wasn't working. Sometimes it'll connect. Oh, it did. Well, look at that. Hold on. Let me get the setting for that just right. Let's get the settings for that. Where is that? I know I've got it in here somewhere. You know what, did I? Well, shoot. Let me see if I can find it. I made a few changes to my layout and everything, and there may have been a few things I overlooked, and unfortunately the camera would be one of them. So I'll have to add that a little bit later, but yeah, I mean, it looks a little wet out there in Elk Country north of Trinidad. Looks a little wet there out in Crescent City as well. So again, there's a look at visibility. Everything, again, not too bad. We do have a winter storm warning for northern Trinity and also southern Siskiyou County. Now that's until 4 o'clock today. What's interesting is the winter storm warning and the winter weather advisory off to the east is until 4 a.m. on Wednesday. I'll be honest, I have a feeling it will probably expire before then, because as we look at Futurecast here in a little bit, you'll see that most of the rain and snow will be gone long before 4 a.m. But that being said, there'll still be leftover issues here maybe for some of those chain requirements. As you can see here this morning, that always looks like it's right on I-5. Even when I look at the zoomed out picture of Quick Map, it always looks like it's on I-5. It's not. It's right there at the intersection of I-5 and 89. So Snowman Summit has chain requirements. Highway 36 west of I-5 has chain requirements there at the it's extreme southwestern Shasta County, and right there at the intersection of Highway 3 and 36. Meanwhile, east of I-5, Highway 36 east is looking at some chain requirements. Highway 44 around Bogart and Ranger Station, also for down your Summit, near Susanville, also seeing some of those chain requirements. But all in all, not a lot of problems out there this morning. There you can see what it looks like at Dunsmuir. There's some of that fog I was talking about. We have a lot of that leftover moisture at the surface, and that's going to give us some fog in some areas here. You can see I-5 near Mount Shasta City looks pretty good there, but there's Snowman Summit. Plenty of snow up there, and that's good to see because that means the ski park is looking really good, right? Take a look at the road conditions out on Highway 36. There's for down your Summit, as I was mentioned. That's where you do have chain requirements there. We're also looking at Hatchet Mountain here, Highway 299, 89 there, and Cedar Pass all looks clear as well. And taking a quick look at Highway 44, Shingletown, North Park entrance there at Lassen Park looks all clear there as well. Unfortunately, that camera's been down for Bogart Ranger Station for a while. So there's this morning, Bogart. There you can see, though, conditions actually improve a little bit here today. But by tonight, we are going to be looking at more of that snow developing. Now, notice on I-5, up to the top of your screen there, you'll see the pinks surrounded by the blues. That pink is just kind of borderline rain-snow mix is what we're looking at right there. So really throughout the day today, and especially tonight to tomorrow morning, don't be surprised if you run into at least a rain-snow mix, maybe even a certain point in time, especially tonight, tomorrow morning, the potential for maybe all snow for a brief period of time on I-5 near Mount Shasta in the Weed area. Otherwise, Highway 299 looks pretty good west. Highway 299 east on Cedar Pass, most likely seeing some chain requirements here off and on today and tomorrow. There's out the door this morning, and well, many of you don't have to head out the door, don't have to get the kids to school, but many of you may be heading off to work here soon, and you'll be dealing with scattered showers. There is going to be a chance for an isolated thunderstorm today, especially on the coast, but you know, if the valley or inlet areas or some of the mountains west of I-5, west of the valley, sees a straight lightning strike, don't be surprised. But there's the swirling area of low pressure just to the west of Oregon. That is helping to bring in that cool, and kind of the rotation around that area of low pressure is bringing in that cool and unsettled air, and that's why we got the scattered showers and thunderstorms. Flash flood risk for today is marginal. Here's the thing. We're not expecting widespread, rainfall all day long like we saw last week, right? But if you see a brief period of moderate to heavy rainfall or even an extended period, the ground is right now still very saturated. Creeks and streams, rivers, they're still swelled up even though they're no longer anywhere near the flood bank. But we could see some localized flooding here because, again, especially if you don't experience the rain, but say that area in green east of the valley, say they experience maybe some of that heavier rainfall, that's going to come in the form of runoff for parts of the valley. And that could mean the potential for some minor flooding. Now, again, I'm not concerned about it. It's nothing to be terribly concerned about, but just note that the ground is still very saturated and our flooding risk is not entirely out of the picture at this point. There you can see future cast here and just off and on showers. Now, you see the dark, you see the reds and the oranges. That's the potential for thunderstorms. But I think most of that instability and the chance for those lightning strikes will be on the coast. Slimmer chances pretty much everywhere else. But otherwise, just scattered showers throughout the day, off and on, all day long today. That continues into tonight. And it is going to bring snow mainly above 4,000 feet here for today, tomorrow. So there's your forecast for Northern California. Chance for showers, thunderstorms on the coast. Again, mainly showers. Don't expect a lot of thunderstorm activity. And then, of course, that's the case here for pretty much everyone else. So let's take a look at that 7-day outlook. And, the thing is, it's been raining. I mean, all last week, right? I think some of you might be ready for a break. I know I am. All in moderation. And when you see here in a second, did I put it in there? Did I put all of them in there? I didn't. Let me put them in there because I was going to mention, as you'll see here in a minute, we are going to take a look at the rainfall totals, how we're doing so far for the season, the works, right? These are all loading up, folks, so give me a second here. I forgot to load them into the show this morning, but again, we'll get into that here in a second. 7-day forecast. So what I expect here, off and on, as I mentioned, off and on showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon. Tomorrow, there may still, I think, mainly in the morning. I think morning showers, and then by noon, it's gone. And you'll be looking at dry conditions, and dry through all of the rest of the week, into the weekend. Now for the coast, again, chance for showers, thunderstorms. Looks ominous, looks really bad. It'll be cloudy, scattered showers, and maybe a lightning strike or two. Inland, Trinity County, scattered showers, snow levels 4,000 feet. Again, mainly morning showers, and then I would expect even before noon, it's all gone. And then dry for the rest of the week and a little bit warmer. There's Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains, 4,000 to 5,000 feet there. It looks like it'll be dry. Now, it's going to take a little bit longer. I think we still may see early afternoon sprinkles, snow flurries off into Siskiyou, Modoc, and the eastern mountains. But otherwise dry, especially by the second half of the day. And then dry for Wednesday through the weekend and even into early next week. All right, that is Krueger's Quickcast. If that's all you need, then you're good to go. You know what to expect here for today and really the next 7 days. So let's take a look at the rain. How are we doing for the rain? Remember I was talking about in moderation when I posted something last week about how we're getting a break from the rain. I'll kind of go over here and getting a break from the rain here. And I said, I'm going to get a break. All these people saying, hey, great, we're going to get a break. I'm excited about that. So, hey, it's winter. We need the rain. Some curmudgeon went in there and said, yeah, we need the rain. Okay, listen, I get it. Anytime we can get rain is great, but all in moderation, right? If you got rain all week long, you might as well move to the Pacific Northwest, right? That's where they get it, and that's where they're used to it. But for us, it's nice to get a break every once in a while. So I just had to kind of put that in there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at, again, El Turris. Here's what's interesting. 3.61. Now, keep in mind, we're looking at the season. So the season for California, there's a rain season and then, of course, the rain year. We're looking at the season. The season starts, so basically the rain gauge is emptied on October 1st, and then we start from October 1st until the end of September. So far, since October 1st, El Turris has only seen 3.61 inches of rain. The normal is 1.83. So actually almost 200% of normal, right? And last year we were at 105% of normal. Take a look at Mount Shasta, 177% of normal. Last season we only had 2.11 inches of rain at that point. Let's look at Red Bluff. 7.47 so far since October 1st, 253% of average. I mean, we still got the season to go, folks. We're doing great now, but again, yeah, we could use more rain. But it's good to get that break now, because if we got a lot more rain now, we'd be flooding again. We don't want that. So there's the normal, 212 for the season for Redding. Crescent City, 151%. Last year we were at about 103%, at 10.43. Eureka, so far for the season, 11.74. That's about 200% of average. Last year, we were actually in a bit of a deficit at this point in time at 5.54, 94% of average. All right, that's a look at some of those rainfall totals across the area. For the most part, everyone's above normal. That's just the bottom line. Here's a look at Lake Oroville. There are those overcast skies that we're seeing out there this morning. And you can see, looking at state recreation area, this is North Forebay. There are the overcast skies. Looking at some scattered showers out there this morning. Taking a look at Main Street Chico. Looks like there's a bit of sheen on the road there, a little wet. But doesn't look like it's terribly heavy rain right now over in Chico. Highway 99 at Neal Road. You know, we saw the puddles there in the median last week. So again, where the ground has been able to absorb a lot of that rain. Take a look at Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive. Not a lot of traffic this morning. Oh, check this out. This is coming in from Caltrans District 2. I took this off of their Facebook page. This is Highway 70 on November 23rd, so a couple of days ago on Saturday. Yeah, there's Highway 70. Caltrans District 2 coming in there, so of course it's closed. Salt Creek overflow. This was a picture they took yesterday. So there was an overflow And you can see all of the debris that got under the bridge there. So they had to kind of clear that out. So yeah, I mean, the flooding that we did see was a bit of a mess for some of you. This is fun. So Saturday, I was out and about, and it was in the evening, so it was dark, and I could see the lightning strikes, and I could see the glow of all that. I was not aware that there was hail with the thunderstorms in East Reading, and there was. So Rachel Swan, thank you so much. If you're watching this morning, thank you. She sent me these images. And there's her son. I believe that's her son. He's taking scooping up that hail, put it in a baggie, maybe saving it for later. Maybe to go show his friends somewhere that didn't have the hail. Look at that. That was a pretty impressive hail. Now, I'm not actually surprised by that. We have colder air not too far from the surface right now. So the hail, it's easier for hail develops in those below freezing temperatures. So it certainly has an easier time developing and getting to that size, depending on how strong the thunderstorm is. But that's pretty impressive. And there were a lot of people who saw this post and go, yeah, I live in East Reading, and yeah, it was just as bad. I could just hear it pelting the roof. Some people said they were afraid to go check out their cars. I'd be curious if anybody got any car damage. So, yeah, interesting. Thank you so much for sending those images. By the way, if you have any storm damage, storm photos, fun photos, whatever you want to send those photos. Within reason, obviously. Not whatever you want to send. Come on, let's make it PG here. Share your photos with the free Weather NorCal app. If you don't have it, well, just go to your iPhone App Store, go to your Android Google Play Store, search for Weather NorCal. Before you know it, you are rocking the Weather NorCal app. Hey, by the way, if you have the app, when you download the app, and you're traveling somewhere outside of Northern California, it'll follow you. I follow you wherever you go. But yeah, it'll follow you. And it will tell you what the weather is where you are. If you have any watches or warnings in your area, wherever you are, it'll tell you. But it won't, like the 7-day forecast, all of that, I won't have any influence on that. But kind of fun. Kind of fun. Before we get to that, let's take a look and see what everybody's doing here this morning. We got Catherine this morning saying, good morning. Yes. We're going to do some of these good morning. I finally put a button on there. It's so much easier now. I got a button. I got this cool thing where I can push the buttons. I mean, maybe you can see it. I'll throw it right here. It's called a Stream Deck. It's really cool. So it allows me to put all these cool settings in here. I can turn my mic on. I can turn my mic off. I can do this. Take off the comment. But Catherine's saying good morning. We've got Tracy Sackett saying good morning. Michelle Holes, she is saying happy Monday, safe travels. You know, a lot of people travel on today. Start traveling at least on Monday. I need to do this. Bring this camera down a little bit. That way I can relax a little bit more. Otherwise I got to sit up straight and all that good stuff. There we go. Even just a little bit more. Is it going to? There we go. That's better. Now I can just relax. I'm sitting back in my chair and enjoying life a little bit here. We've got, I got so many mice. Mouse, not mice. You know what I mean. We can see here. Curtis Brown, exactly. So I think he's commenting to the point that I said we need the break. So I need a break so I can get some outside work done. Absolutely. And for your mental sanity. We have got Carolyn saying, can you tell us what the weather is going to be like on Friday and Saturday up at Mount Lassen for snowshoeing? I'll tell you exactly what the weather's going to be like. It's not going to be raining. It's not going to be snowing. It's going to be gorgeous. It is going to be gorgeous. You want to talk about snowshoeing weather, it's going to be nice. So you'll be just fine. Roads will be fine. I'm not exactly sure where you're going off to go snowshoeing, but depending on where you are, there may be some leftover somewhere. But yeah, you're going to have plenty of snow. It's going to be fun. Have a good time. That sounds like fun. So yeah, Carolyn, but of course, keep checking in. Let's see what it looks like. Hey, you know, we got a camera. It's kind of fun. I'll go ahead and get out of here. We'll go over here. And there it is. We got a camera. I don't have a camera. This is a camera coming in from Lassen Park. Oh, bummer. It's down. Huh. Well, maybe with all this snow, something happened. I don't know. I was going to show you. I was excited to show you, see what it looked like up there at Lassen Park right now. But yeah, it's going to be great weather for you, Catherine, or Carolyn. And have a good time. Enjoy it. Love my morning coffee. Well, tell you what do you say we get to the forecast, shall we? I mean, that's what you're here for, right? You don't need to hear me rambling on about whatever, but it's fun to talk to you all. I love talking with you all. And I love the questions. That's what sets me apart from TV, folks. You can't ask questions live, but I'm looking, I see the comments. Look, you see what I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at the comments. And I can see the comments coming in. And then when I read the comments, if it's something I can answer, I'll answer your question. And I'll just say hello, good morning, whatever. Say good morning. I love it. I love all that stuff. All right, folks. And of course, if you're watching from Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, or from the YouTube channel on your TV, well, then you can't make comments. But I can tell you what some of the comments are. And that's fun. All right, one last sip of coffee before we get to our sponsor, which is, by the way, sponsors, that's what makes Weather NorCal exist. So thank you, Wind River, for your support. Since day one, when we approached Wind River for this, they're like, yeah, let's do it. We want to sponsor all of Coffee with Krueger. And there they are. Sponsor. They've been sponsoring Coffee with Krueger really since day one. So at Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. Once again, thank you, Wind River, for your support. Let's get to it, shall we? Radar. There is some rain out there. And starting off this morning, it's been kind of hitting parts of the valley here this morning. This is just slowly shifting east. We're looking at a loop here from the last 24 hours. So you can see really the flow still coming in from the southwest. But when we look at the overall main flow, it's because the area of low pressure is all got that counterclockwise spin around that area of low pressure. And then we're on that side where it's coming in from the southwest. But all of this is just slowly pushing off to the east. We've got snow in the mountains, which is creating some train requirements out there on Highway 36 West, Highway 36 East, and of course on parts of a few parts east of I-5 as well. But I-5 is all clear at this point. We take a look at your weather headlines. Cool, unsettled to start the week. Travel delays mainly on the higher mountain passes. I'd say you have to go about 4,500 feet, maybe even 5,000 feet before you start seeing those chain requirements. But drier weather by the middle of the week, and we're going to keep it that way most likely through the weekend. And looking at the long range, I mean, as I extend those long range forecast models all the way out to early December, the first week of December, stays dry. I'm not seeing anything. That's not guaranteed, but that's what the trend is calling for right now. So remember I was talking about that area of low pressure? There's the spin. Clearly you can just see that. See the spin right there? All of this cold air is getting wrapped up around that area of low pressure. There are these disturbances. We call them vorticity maxes. There's these little spins in the atmosphere. Sometimes you can see them, sometimes not necessarily, but a lot of times they rotate around the area of low pressure and they can kind of come in, and that's what helps produce a little scattered showers. But this is just a cold and unsettled weather pattern. So essentially what happens is you've got the instability out there, not a ton, but enough that these cold air showers just kind of develop. And that's why we're also seeing the potential for a few thunderstorms along the coast. So the Storm Prediction Center is putting the best chances for thunderstorms in Northern California right here for the coast. But I don't want to rule out a thunderstorm or two possibly for the valley, Trinity County, inland areas. We can't rule that out, but this is where we're going to see that best potential. Let's take a look at Futurecast here. So there's 6 o'clock in the morning, take you into the noon hour, take you into the afternoon. I know sometimes you say, hey, stop it. I want to see exactly what's going on. You can't take this to be exact, especially when we're talking about scattered showers out there. So scattered showers, and here's I-5. We're seeing some pinks on I-5 here through the day today and into tonight. I-5 around Mount Shasta, around Weed, it's going to be borderline where there may be some snow. So I'd say just be prepared for the potential that there might be some delays on I-5 today. Most likely I don't expect to see any chain requirements on I-5 near Mount Shasta or Weed, but it'll be close. I think it'll be borderline. Now let's take you into tonight, 11 p.m. There's I-5. There's a look at Cedar Pass getting snow. I think Cedar Pass will probably see some chain requirements later this afternoon and tonight in particular. Scattered showers, maybe some thunderstorms, and then looks like it's actually drying out for the valley. In fact, let's take you to tomorrow morning. This is what I was talking about. Scattered snow flurries in the mountains early tomorrow morning, but look at the valley. It's actually starting off dry. Now there may still be a few scattered showers for the valley. Again, very saturated. There may be some patchy fog if we get enough clearing tonight. But noon tomorrow, look at this. Everyone's pretty much dry by noon. Maybe a stray flurry off to the east, but look what happens as we go through the afternoon. It's all gone. We're drying things out, clearing things out. Now, this is when we could potentially see some morning fog for parts of the Sacramento Valley, for the inland and mountain valleys as well. Very saturated ground right now. Clear skies, calm enough winds. We could see the fog. Now it's probably not going to be very dense fog. We'll see, but especially if the winds are blowing a little bit. Even if you just get a little bit of a breeze, 5, 6, 7 miles per hour, that's enough to scour out any fog that tries to develop. So it really depends on what those winds are doing, but you can certainly be on the lookout for that. There's that flash flood risk I was talking about here. And I was talking about this a little bit earlier. Even though you may not be experiencing that heavy rainfall, there may be some brief periods of moderate to heavy rainfall in some areas here off and on throughout the day today. So with the ground already saturated, it really can't take them. Remember, I kind of used that example last week of a sponge. Think of when you have a dry sponge and you want to kind of basically you take water. I'm not doing a very good job right now. Take a dry sponge, turn on the faucet, and then you take that sponge and nothing's coming out of the sponge at first, but then eventually the sponge is completely filled with water, and now you start seeing water come out of the sponge. That's kind of how the ground is. The ground kind of soaks up that water at first, but then eventually if you have a ton of rain, it can't take any more water, so it starts coming out of the ground and then running off, and then that's when we start seeing flooding. So with the ground already saturated, we already have a wet sponge, if you will, and then if you put heavy rainfall on top of that wet sponge, you're going to have it in the form of runoff. And that's going to be the case here and also off to the west. So that's what I'm trying to illustrate here. I'm not expecting a ton of rainfall overall. And during rainfall events like today and even into tomorrow morning, I'm almost doing you a disservice to show you these because it really, each and every single forecast model run, these numbers are going to be completely different. You may see a flip-flop where Redding may only see a few hundredths and Chico may see more. It just depends on where these heavier showers develop throughout the day. And that's the bottom line with that. But here you go. Here's Friday. Here's this upcoming Saturday, Sunday, and even Monday of next week. Dry, 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 folks. All these storms riding to the north. We've got an area of low pressure to our south which is going to try to impact us. But the Climate Prediction Center is putting us in the drier than normal conditions here in the long range. So let's talk about the winter storm warning for northern Trinity County until 4 o'clock today. What I find interesting here is we have the warning just east of the valley in the advisory. That's not the interesting part. What's interesting is when it expires. It actually expires Wednesday morning, but I'm anticipating, as you saw in Futurecast, that most of the snow will be gone by the afternoon. So I would anticipate that these will probably expire sooner than this. I would say probably sometime Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, but probably not expiring that late. We'll see. But chain requirements are still going to be an issue, I think, over the next 24 hours at least, especially east of I-5. So you can see the snow developing here. Mount Shasta, the mountain, we'll see a lot of snow. So some of those higher elevations seeing a decent amount of snow. It is showing some light accumulation in Mount Shasta. You can see a rain-snow mix, and maybe some light dusting. Alturas, maybe some light snow as well, and even some of those elevations, say around 4,000 feet or higher, could see that light snow. There it is. Of course, the ski park isn't open yet, but it's always nice to see that we're just dumping more snow on it. Now, again, this will be it for a while. I mean, once we're done with this foot of snow plus that we see over the ski park, that'll probably be it for a couple of weeks. Now, most likely it won't melt because there's just not, it's just not going to be warm enough. I mean, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, it'd be nice to kind of keep that snow there. Highway 36 west of I-5, Highway 89, and of course we're seeing some other chain requirements in 44 and 299 as well. There's your warmer than normal conditions here, cooler off to our east. So yeah, we're warming things up a little bit, not by a lot, right? But we've been cool. I mean, highs have only been in the low to mid 50s, even some upper 50s. That's the case through Thanksgiving Day. And then we're in the low 60s, which is just right around or above normal for this time of the year as we go into Friday, through the weekend, and most likely even through next week. Your wave heights are starting to drop. It's been kind of choppy seas out there for a while. We're finally kind of starting to see that settle down a little bit here. Taking a look at marine forecast, south winds at 15 to 20 knots. Your waves from the south at about 5 feet at 5 seconds. And there's that small craft advisory. Now that'll expire at 9 o'clock this morning because again, we're seeing conditions improve. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Highway 299 corridor, temperatures around 50. Mid to upper 40s on Highway 3. Douglas City about 51. Scattered showers. Could see some thunderstorms out there, possibly. A slight chance. 51 for High and Palm, 49 degrees for Hayfork. I've got those AM showers, but drying out before noon. 58 degrees for Redway tomorrow. Tomorrow, not today. Today's going to be wet all day, off and on showers. There's that chance for thunderstorms, especially along the coast, and it's a little bit as you start heading inland like Fortuna. Otherwise, scattered showers today. Excuse me. And then Tuesday, yeah, just a brief morning shower and then most likely dry the rest of the day. 56 for McKinleyville, 55 degrees in Hoopa, Willow Creek about 56 degrees. We take you up north, 47 degrees for Gas Key. There's Smith River at about 54 and Orleans about 53 degrees. Your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, Highway 96 corridor, generally around 50. Give or take. 49 degrees for Hornbrook, 49 for Grenada, and there you can see out towards Gazelle, about 48 degrees. And, you know, the thing is, through about midday, I think places like Siskiyou County tomorrow could see a continued chance for a stray shower or flurry. 47 today, though, for Greenview with scattered showers throughout the day today. 46 degrees in Callahan. 42 for Weed, 41 for Mount Shasta City, and McLeod, a temperature of about 41 degrees. Here's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. 44 degrees for Newell, as well as Alturas, California Pines. 42 out in Aden, 44 degrees in Cedarville. Your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast. 44 degrees for Montgomery Creek, as well as Hat Creek. How about 41 degrees for Old Station? I've got snow levels around Bernie, 4,500 feet. That's why Bernie, you're going to see it in the form of rain today and even tomorrow. Some of those showers, now I expect by midday, early afternoon, those chances for showers diminish, and then of course you're dry for the rest of the week. Take a look at Lake Almanor, Lassen Park. We're looking at those temperatures generally in the upper 30s around the lake there. Westwood about 39 degrees, and 30 degrees for Summit Lake. Let's take you up to the south, that is. 49 degrees for Paradise, 46 for Quincy, and 48 degrees in Doyle. And as we take a look at your Valley neighborhood forecast, brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Your temperatures should be in the low to mid 50s for your daytime highs. Showers off and on today. Brief periods of heavy rain for some of us, maybe even a lightning strike or two. Just a chance for a brief morning shower. Otherwise, you're partly cloudy and dry in the valley tomorrow. 50 degrees for the city of Shasta Lake, 51 for Redding, 51 for Cottonwood, and 48 degrees in Whiskeytown. And we take a look at that 7-day outlook for Redding. We've got those temperatures in the mid-50s by tomorrow, dry for the most part. And then there you can see on Thursday, upper 50s, should be dry as well. And we're talking low 60s for your daytime highs, taking you into your Saturday and Sunday. It is what it is, folks. Do you like the rain? Do you not like the rain? All right, you know, it's nice to get the break. And I think, you know, especially for the sake of everyone's safety, I'm glad that it's not much going on for the week, because I don't want, you know, the thing is everyone's traveling out there. We want everyone to be safe. So I'm glad that we still need to drive safely, even though the weather's not going to be bad for it. So there you go. Let's see here. Nice break to take. Okay. let's check in with some of you this morning here. I'm just kind of going through some of the comments that I missed. We have got Joanne saying, there are always, oh wait, what do we got here? Delinda saying, good morning. And she says and then she commented right after that, she said, ready for some sunshine. I think a lot of us are. Everybody likes to get that vitamin D, you know, all that good stuff, right? And then we've got LaDonna, I believe is how you'd say your name here. Good morning to you. Well, good morning to you. And then she's saying, my Shasta, yay snow. Maybe you mean Mount Shasta? Maybe it was a little typo, I'm not sure here. And then we've got Gail saying, so glad we get a break for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. Well, happy Thanksgiving to you. I know we're going to be hosting, so we got people coming over. Very excited about that. Should be fun to enjoy some turkey. I believe the president pardoned some turkeys today, or will be. I'm not sure. I'll have to double check that. Castle area had a low of 34 last night, already 42 this morning. And our 8 inches of snow is almost gone. Wow, you saw 8 inches. That's pretty impressive. That was probably last week. So you're getting that rain now. And then we've got Chappie saying, have a blessed Thanksgiving. And have a blessed Thanksgiving week, everyone. Stay safe. And we got LaDonna saying again, good day for the turkey trot. Oh, that's right. The turkey trot's on Thursday. Will I be able to do that? No, I'll probably have to be out. I'll probably have to be doing coffee. Maybe I won't do coffee with Krueger and do turkey. I don't know. It's cold. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if I have it in me to do the turkey trot. But yeah, turkey trot is this Thursday. Who's going to be doing that this year? Anybody be doing that? I know my good old pal Mike Mangus usually does it every year. And he does that, so that's a lot of fun. Well, I think that's going to do it for us this morning. I know it's going to be a good day. It's been a great weekend. Got a lot of stuff done here for Weather NorCal. I'm doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, kind of reorganizing things. That's why, like, for example, I don't have that ugly green screen right there. That used to be the angle that we were looking at. Let's get this back here. There we go. No, I messed up the camera. Let's get you back over that way. All right. Is that it? No, we don't need to be that far. I just totally messed it up. Anyway, that was fun. Yay. Oh, that's better. Well, not so much. Maybe more this way. I can adjust a little bit later. There we go. And then there's my my camera that's pointed at the green screen when I'm doing my weather. So, I mean, just getting to give you an idea, this is a tight space in here, folks. My studio, my in-home studio, is a 10 by 10 room. That's my studio. It's tiny. I can do this almost. No, okay, I'm not that tall. But, I mean, it feels like it sometimes. But you know what? It does the job. It does the job. But I eventually, I do know that, you know, my wife and I talk about getting some property or buying a place that has the potential to do something like that, to get a bigger studio, and just have a better setup. It'll happen. We'll get there. And it would be thanks to all of our sponsors. That is for sure, without a doubt. So that's going to do it for us. Let's leave you with a couple of shots here. Ooh, this is nice. Let me take you to it right now. There's a look at Lake Oroville. Look at that. The skies are a-parting. That looks pretty good. Look at that. Things are starting to clear out a little bit. But there will be looking at more showers. No need to worry out towards Lake Oroville. So that's going to do it for us. Catherine says, love your gnome friend in the back. Yes, my wife put that up. Fun, fun, fun. This is what she was talking about right here. Right back there. There's my gnome friend. My wife put that up. My wife was kind of a part of getting this. We want to put something back here. I'm thinking about maybe even painting the wall a different color, maybe a darker color. We'll see. Any suggestions for maybe maybe I'll just go to Cascade Paint, you know, sponsor of Weather NorCal. Maybe I'll go to Cascade Paint and pick up some paint and make that a little bit darker in the back. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts, what color we should go with. I wanted something dark because you can see there's that bright spot right there. I'd like to help kind of tone that down a little bit. And I can't turn those lights off because they go to the green screen. And you have to have the green screen well lit. That's it. That's it. I'm rambling again, but we're at the end of the show. People leave, well, that's fine. For those of you that want to stick around, that's great. LaDonna saying, so glad you're here and have this wonderful service. Thank you. Well, of course, I'm glad to do this. This is why I'm doing it, because I feel as though I can do it best under my terms and what I'm doing, and I don't have to worry about time, under all that. We can just have fun. We can have fun when there's not severe weather either. So there you go. Let's take a look. Again, we'll take it back to the cameras. And there you go. Okay, so that's going to do it, folks. Have yourselves a great day, and we will see you again bright and early tomorrow morning. Well, I mean, it's not too early for some people. At 7 a.m. on Coffee with Krueger, made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. Have a great day. Oh, that's right. Elizabeth's saying Cascade Paint is amazing with their suggestions. And let me tell you something. All right, I was going to wrap it up here, but I want to, Elizabeth kind of mention this, and I think it's great. Yes, if you haven't experienced Cascade Paint, do me a favor and go get your paint from them. Here's the thing. Number one, they will help you from, if you are a total novice, they will help you from the beginning to the end of your project. You go in there. Number one, they're going to help you choose a color. It's overwhelming. You have, and they tell you all about it. They'll send you home with this booklet. It's a small one, a little pamphlet, if you will, with different types of colors to kind of help you out. And then you go in and say, okay, this is the color I want. And then they'll tell you about the different types of paint. And they know everything that there is about paint. You tell them about your project, they'll tell you the best kind of paint that you'll need. Listen, if you want to have the best paint job that you can do, that's where you're going to go. You're going to get the best paint there, bottom line. I had to paint my shed that we had built, I don't know, several months ago. I said, listen, I need something that we need. They go, oh yeah, no, yeah. And they got me the right paint. Great looking shed because of it. So there you go. Oh, someone is saying on your wall, oh, here we go. It's, so yeah, Cascade Paint, go check them out. You will not be disappointed. Linda, she's saying, on your wall, picture of Mount Shasta or Trinity Mountain. I believe you're talking about right over there. That is actually a picture of my car when I first got it. I was so proud of it on one of my first road trip. And that was when I was in Nevada. And I was doing a road trip to Texas. And I actually wanted to go, I went through Reno and then drove down Nevada and then into Arizona and then over to Texas. But I forget exactly where that was, but it was such a cool shot. I did it in black and white. For those of you who don't know, I also have, I'm not active on it anymore since I started Weather NorCal, but I have a YouTube channel called Frugal Tesla Guy. I wanted to kind of, number one, the reason I came up with that title is because you know, there's a misconception that only wealthy people can have Teslas. And in the beginning that was true, but then they started getting more affordable. And so I came into the game and was able to get a Tesla. So I drove it road trip and I took this really cool picture. So that's not Mount Shasta. Those are the mountains in Nevada, and kind of a deserty. It was kind of in the summer when I was doing that. So there you go. So that's what that picture is. And it says stay positively charged. That's my phrase that I have on my Weather NorCal. My Weather NorCal is, well, I don't have my coffee mug. No hype, just weather. We don't do hype around here, that's for sure. All right, I think the music's kind of been going around and around here, but hold on one second, see if I can hear it. See if I can. I think I know what I did. I think I know what I did. Oh, that's why. That's why I thought the music was going. It's not. It is now. Trial and error, folks. Trial and error. So that's going to wrap it up for us today, folks. So glad you could join us this morning. Now, I'm going to wrap this up We're going to call it a morning. We're going to call it a day. I'll see you tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. Until then, have yourselves a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.